The planet won't die. People will die.
Exactly.
The planet will be fine.
The species, I should have said.
Yeah. So it doesn't save the planet.
All those young people will be old people one day.
Yeah, but they'll be unbearable.
Yeah.
This is going to be the worst generation of old people we've ever had, and I include boomers.
News is noise for people who've forgotten about music.
Is it?
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Well, I'm saying that there are people out there, weird people, some of you, who don't even like music.
Yeah.
Okay? Have you ever met one?
Yeah, it's weird. You ask them what sort of music they're into, and they're like, none of it really.
Yeah.
I can't really wrap my head around
Or
that.
people who just listen to the music they listened to when they were 15, and then they never really found any other music taste.
Yeah.
I'm a bit like that though.
I've still got time for the music that I listened to when I was 15, but you do broaden.
It has a place in my collection for sure.
Yeah.
I go back there.
I still love a Busted or a whatnot.
Busted.
Well, actually, I was like 11 or 12 around Busted time. But
Who was the one who did the year 3000?
That was Busted.
Yeah.
Absolute banger.
Right.
That's what I go to school for.
That was it. That was them.
That's why I crashed the wedding.
The year 3000 had a lyric.
Oh, the lyrics are flipping abysmal.
The lyrics are terrible about granddaughters.
Your great-great-great-granddaughter is pretty fine.
In the year 3000.
Yeah.
So he's talking to someone from roughly the year 2000, and he is saying to her, your great-great-great-granddaughter is pretty fine, right? So many things wrong with that.
That's only 4 generations.
That's only 4
1,000
generations.
years.
1,000 years, yeah.
Accurate would be, your great-great-great-granddaughter has been dead for 750 years.
But her great-great-great-granddaughter has been dead for 200 years.
But her great-great-great-granddaughter
Okay.
is quite old now.
Yeah, but
So-
was pretty fine.
But was pretty fine.
Was
We
pretty
saw a
fine.
photo.
In the would there
Just
still
go
be
an extra-
hologram? We
Hologram?
saw a hologram.
Go an extra
A
generation.
mind image? Boop.
Who knows? It's the year 3000.
Terrible. They needed to say great about 12 times. They didn't do it. They did it 4 times because they were like, well,
Might
this
not
fits
work
in
for the
with
song.
the tune.
Yeah.
Add another bar.
Great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter. It's pretty fine. But weren't they underwater as well?
They also
Yeah.
said they were
Not
underwater,
much has
which
changed.
is, doesn't make a lot of sense either.
Makes your
So.
skin go wrinkly.
Well, doesn't it? I mean, the ice caps. Goodbye. Maybe they were right. Maybe it was a warning.
Yeah, but they were fine. But they've still got attractive people, and they weren't complaining about it. They were like, it's all right though.
That's probably why they had to split, was actually the legitimacy of their lyrics in that song.
It was very prescient.
Yeah. So no, I didn't get them at all. I was too old for them. I
Yeah.
was too old for them. I can remember those lyrics being awful.
Yeah.
But I didn't. No, I was probably about 23 when they were doing things. So you were not interested in stuff. I think what I mean by the comment is people always need some kind of newsy thing to be happening, to be angry about, to carry on with their lives. If there wasn't some form of disaster on its way constantly, replacing another disaster. You see how one disaster replaces another?
That's the problem with the 24-hour news cycle. Is that it always needs to be a headline constantly.
It's 12 o'clock.
Good
12
afternoon.
o'clock. 12 o'clock. It's like the news here. It's where you go, it's 12 o'clock. Do you remember how they interrupt like whatever they're doing just to tell you the time when an hour passes?
Yeah,
They
on the
go,
radio.
We have to stop now to tell people it's 12 o'clock. And then they carry on.
As if we don't have a clock attached to the thing that is churning out the radio.
It's written down. And the radio will have a clock.
Yeah.
You'll have clocks in your house.
In olden days, they might not have had a clock.
No.
They might have just had one of those old-timey radios.
Yeah.
You know?
With the dial.
Yeah.
What about this? If the news, what about if it's the other way around and you listen to so much music, you
Forget about the news.
forget about the news?
Sounds better.
That
Sounds
sounds
more of a
easier.
positive existence. I think what we've done here is we have correctly split all people into 2 perfect
Are
groups.
you music or news?
Are you music or news?
Newsies or musos.
Yeah.
Problem is, if you say, "Oh, I don't listen to music," people will think, "Oh, yeah, that's because you're lame." But if you say, "Oh, know nothing about the news. I don't listen to the news. I know nothing that's happening outside of my sphere," people will say you're ignorant and you're.
But it's people on the. This is why it's so perfect. What we've just done, because it will be people on the other side.
It's a
that
perfect
will say
dissection of
that.
society.
Yeah. So the other side will hate you. So if you, let's say you, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but let's say you're a music and not a newsy, right? Then all the newsy people will be like, he's so ignorant. Okay, all of them will be like that to you, and so you've just got to kind of swim through that and find more music people who are ignorant
Also,
apart from about music.
I mean, if push came to shove, though, I'd go full music
Yeah.
over full news. You know, if you had to sacrifice one, what would you go for?
Can you move from one to the other, or is that not allowed?
Let's, for the sake of argument, say that's not allowed.
Oh, you've got to choose.
Yeah. What would you
Yeah.
pick? I'd pick music.
I think I would now as well, because I think the news is so awful.
Yeah.
I think it's like, oh, this really bad thing has happened. Keep clicking, keep watching, keep looking, keep looking, keep looking. Don't look away. Keep looking. Care.
Oh, hang on a second. This other terrible thing has just happened.
Yeah, don't look at that one now, because thing number 2 is here now. So number 1 doesn't matter now, because it's not happening to you. Okay, news is noise that isn't. If you're not dying, news is noise if it isn't happening to you. So it's like, all right, number 2, yeah, I care about that. Do you remember what number 1 was? No, I think there was a flag somewhere. Someone was unhappy.
Someone was cross. Yeah.
No, we're looking at number 2 now, and as soon as that starts to wane, they go, all right, we've kind of done everything we can with that. Here's number 3.
Or here's number 1, part 2.
Yeah, it could be. I don't think they'd bring in number 1, part 2 as quick as they like to have 3 or 4 on the go.
And then, then
and it's
double
all
back.
related to what's gonna take you out first. Yeah, is it going to be the nukes? Is it going to be the year 3000? The year 3000 will definitely take you out. You will be dead. Okay, because whether there's humans on the planet by then, the Earth will go around the sun another, how many is it? 976 times and a bit.
Yeah.
So it will technically be, if anyone's counting, then like maybe a monkey, like an evolved monkey that survives, goes.
They'll have counting by then, won't they? Yeah.
They kind of.
They're on the way now. Yeah.
They smash stuff up with rocks, don't they?
That's step 1.
So, yeah, I mean, when we were smashing stuff up with rocks until I still see like feral children doing that kind of thing now. They smash stuff up with rocks.
What if they put the news into musical form?
Yeah.
Music.
Music's good. I guess.
So it's on just maybe they try it out on radio, because I find it quite annoying when every hour they go, and now for the news at 10 o'clock, and now for the news at 11 o'clock, and now for the... And it's like, well, I was in the middle of something there. I was in the middle of driving. I was in the middle of my own little reflection.
We had
thoughts.
2 or 3 great tunes
nice
in a row.
Couple of tunes. There was a little bit of chat in between. I was okay with that. But then all of a sudden we're in the news. That's just coming at you now.
Yeah.
What about for radio? They go, it's time for the 12 o'clock music, and they play a 3-minute track, and it just covers all the news.
That would be great.
Do a headline. I'll do the beat.
Children are dying. They're coming from all over the world. Abortion is cancelled.
Abortion's cancelled.
Abortion's been cancelled. And then it switches into maybe like some synths.
Yeah, but that sounds a bit like when news bulletins come on anyway.
Dun,
Because
dun,
they're always
dun,
like
dun, dun, dun.
ding, 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 bum, 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 bum.
They should just keep that going. They shouldn't stop it. They should keep it going under the news. And
Maybe
then-
they play light music for the heavy news,
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
and then heavy music for the upbeat news, just to juxtapose it.
Oh, okay, nice.
Something, yeah, so opposites.
saved from a fire.
No, happy,
Oh, no, that's
happy news,
So-
heavy metal.
Oh, but that was more about the delivery rather than what the music was. Because the newsreader, would the newsreader change their delivery?
Yes,
Would they, alongside
I think
the
so.
music?
I think the newsreader will have to become multi-talented and will have to not only
Or they'll
have...
get TikTok people to do it.
Yeah, but that would be unbearable.
Yeah.
I'd like to see well-respected news journalists, you know, like spitting bars.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, you say multi-talented. Is that's accepting that there's some talent to begin
I
with?
think, yeah,
Okay.
talented.
I think there is the talent of like, hey, there's someone in my ear yelling at me, and I have to ignore them and still kind of talk. Because if you were to talk, and I'm just sort of saying, oh, don't say that, but you're pretending I'm not there, that would
That would be hard.
be a bit.
But then
for,
if someone
for the first
came to you,
week,
if someone was like, what's your greatest skill? What's your greatest talent? And you said ignoring people,
yeah,
it's not great, is it? It doesn't read very well.
No, I'm really good at, and then that was it. That would
You
give
just
them-
walked away.
Yeah. What are you really good at? I'm really good at. Yeah, and then they're like, but what? And then you're off, and it either sinks in or it doesn't. And then if it does sink in and they've understood how clever that was,
They're like,
that you've got a friend, haven't you?
yeah, they go newsreader.
But if it doesn't sink in and they don't understand how clever that was, you're like that person could never be your friend.
You're an outcast.
They're just not on that wavelength, are they? But they wouldn't get how brilliant that was.
They must be a muso and not a newsy.
Yeah.
That's how we can differentiate.
Muso and newsy. I wouldn't want to be, but I do like this idea of music under the news. Music. We could. How would you spell that?
NEWI.
That's.
With an
No,
S.
SIC.
Yeah. So the whole news with the IC at the end, basically.
Well, you could say it was the S from music if you wanted an even split.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Never thought of that.
They merge well.
Music. But the danger if you go down that route saying that the S is split, then people go, oh, do you mean like new music? Like, no, no, I don't. I mean music. You could even go, if you wanted to appease the music people, you could spell it NUSIC.
Yeah, but then the news people are going to be like, hang on a second.
Wait, yeah, I thought we were getting news, not music that I don't like. Because remember, I don't like music, they would say.
How do we feel about, this is rogue, but how do we feel about NEWZIC? Because most of the musos would be like, cool, man. A Z.
Yeah, 'cause
Music.
when
But
you
then
put
it's-
Zs and things, it is cool, isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly. But
yeah.
would the newsies be down for that?
No.
That sounds
that
like
too- that's too hip,
the
right?
spin-off successor of music with an S, and then they go, we need it, but like news, but for like young
Yeah.
hip people. And
That's
they go, we'll
the
do
TikTok people can
music.
do that one. The TikTok people
Yeah.
can take that one, maybe music with a Z.
That's
Yeah.
the biggest mistake all of these things make, is trying to attract young people.
Yeah,
You can't.
No.
They're lost.
They don't care. And they
They-
don't matter.
It's true, they don't.
Yeah.
They don't matter. I think people are too concerned with them mattering. And for me,
Have you met a young...
I have to sometimes.
I've stopped recycling because I'm happy for the planet to die, because I met a young person the other week.
But this is the thing. The planet won't die. People will die.
Exactly.
The planet will be fine.
The species, I should have said.
Yeah. So it doesn't
Yeah.
save the planet.
all
That
those
is
young
fine.
people will be old people one day.
Yeah, but they'll be unbearable.
Yeah.
This is going to be the worst generation of old people we've ever had, and I include boomers.
Who's going to be the worst generation of old people?
The current
Them.
young people.
I'll be dead.
Oh yeah, you'll be fine.
That doesn't matter. I thought you meant I'm more concerned about when I'm old and they're in charge of things.
Oh Christ, yeah.
That's the worst bit.
They'll be the worst throughout.
They'll be like, your great granddaughter was dead, and everyone was. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
everyone was
And but what
at
if
that point.
what if they produce worse people? Still, is there a limit?
How much worse can it get?
It's pretty bad, isn't it? They are awful.
Maybe the cycle will begin, and we'll have a good generation that will look at that generation of young people. Because that generation of young people now, I'm talking like your 20-year-olds, right? They are from the era where the parents, all of this new tech came along at the same time, and they rushed and were like, oh, give it to the babies, give it to the babies, give it to the babies, and then completely melted the brains of these like 3 to 6-year-olds. And now those 3 to 6-year-olds are 20 and all their brains are melted. But hopefully some of them have learned from the lessons that their parents didn't learn, because now the technology is normalised in their society. So they're not going to be so excited to rush it off to their children, maybe.
I've never watched it, but we are relying heavily on Peppa Pig.
Oh, yeah.
We're relying very heavily on the stories from that, because in my recollection, whenever I was around friends who had children, who they just plonked in front of an iPad, they were watching Peppa Pig.
Yeah.
So if they had been delivered stories along the lines of, kill your parents, smash society, then that would be a kind of explanation for what we currently have. So we maybe need to look into the subliminal
we might not know.
effects of Peppa Pig. Like, what is this? Do they like splice frames in of like horrific images or anything like that? I'm sure they don't. But if they did, I mean, that could be a problem. But if it was nice, kind of wholesome, don't stab anyone, okay? Don't kick anyone in the face.
Pay attention in school. That's like rebuilding the fabric of society.
We have, unfortunately, just sort of put that all out in that direction. We just said, look, you deal with it, Peppa, and your family. Isn't her dad a horse? Doesn't that?
I have no. Peppa Pig's after my.
Yeah,
my generation.
I'm sure there's a horse in it, and I'm not sure if they've like mixed it up so that it's not like an all pig family. It's like, well, she's a pig, but her dad's a zebra and her mum's.
Are they coming away from pigs
mouse.
because we eat them?
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's causing the clash. It is a very sweet program, and then they realise we've always been eating Peppa Pig, and then that causes an internal conflict.
Pig with Peppa.
Pig with Peppa.
Yeah, that's traumatising.
Yeah.
That's why
we eat horse as well.
Inadvertently.
In a lot of
by accident.
countries we eat horse. In different countries.
In this country, we eat it by accident, don't we?
Well, not anymore. Now we know.
Oh, they did say, didn't they? Say, oh no, we're not doing that now.
Yeah.
Just that, yeah.
I mean,
Just
they
like
knew that they
off the
were
menu.
doing it. They knew that they were doing it.
Yeah.
But the same people who knew that they were doing it before have said to us, we're not doing it now. So it's fine.
And we've all gone, oh, great.
Great.
And they give
good.
meats different names in restaurants, don't they?
Beef.
Yeah. But what's horse?
Horse, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think they have one.
I think they do.
The French.
Cheval.
Yeah. Cheval.
Cheval.
Cheval is horse in French.
Is it?
Chevalier, because the Chevalier is like a
Cheval
cavalier,
Jalfrezi.
Cheval, is it?
Cheval
Jalfrezi.
Cheval Frazee.
Sounds like a guy.
Cheval Frazee.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, so I think we covered that. What we need to do is pattern all the spellings of music. If we think of, you probably think of 20 of them, honestly, but get them all and maybe do a poll and see, what's the most popular. But in a way, like the kind of right-wing newsy people will want as much news and as little ick as possible. And the really kind of like, hey, I don't really care about the newsman music people will want NUSIC, I think. They would probably be like, okay, I'll allow an N, but that's all I want. So they'll just battle over on Twitter about where on the spectrum of music they sit. Okay?
Keeps the conversation going.
Yeah. I think I'd be over there.